Katie Coleman is a NASA astronaut and a mother of two, and she joins us now from the International Space Station. Hello, Katie.
Hello.
This is so cool, isn't it? Hey, Katie, I want
welcome
to ask
aboard
you a
the space
question.
station.
This is Leah. Look at this. Wow. Are you going to be okay, or? There's a delay, too, so we got to take that as Katie, can you hear me?
You know, we
Amazing.
What research are you doing in space that you're most excited about?
on a day-to-day basis, I love to do the things that I actually get to touch and move, like the experiment that you saw with the bubbles just now.
Do the health implications of that scare you?
I won't say they scare me, but I'll tell you that I take them very, very seriously, in that we exercise about almost 2 hours a day, which I'll say I'm not disciplined enough to do down on the Earth. But I do it up here because the implications of not exercising are really having a tremendous amount of bone loss. And I have a 10-year-old, and I figure I still have a lot of running around to do when I get home.
Katie, I wanted to ask you, other than your family, your son, what do you, as a woman, what do you miss the most?
You know, I'm actually so excited about being here and just living in this environment and discovering new things every day in terms of what's delightful about just being here, about moving back and forth. It's just really such a neat place. I don't actually miss anything yet. I certainly miss my family quite a bit, and but at the same time, it's not as if I wish to be there. I'm really happy to be here.
Katie, you mentioned that you exercise 2 hours a day, but being that you have no gravity, how do you exercise in space?
Telling you, I've done a lot of these interviews, well, a few of them from space. The technology now is amazing. The picture, guys, you look like you're in a studio, maybe in Omaha, Nebraska or something. The shot is so clear. Is this a hoax? Are you really in space still?
See the hair?
I don't know. We're going to have to do something for you.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Watch this. Can everybody float around for us? That was really cool, Chris. Look at her. Look at her.
Musical talent on board. Chris is like, he has almost a living as a musician, as a second life. I would love to have the talent to do that, but I don't have it. And Tom has it, but we all share the love of it, and we like seeing you on the ground. I'm going to let you guys talk, because it's such a pleasure to have you on board. Hopefully we'll get to spend just a little time, and maybe the kids can ask some questions or something if they want to.
I can see it's Jimi Hendrix Eat Your Heart Out, right, with his guitars.
There you go, playing your song way up here, I think.
Google Plus Hangout, International Space Station. We have you loud and clear aboard. We have our own way of hanging out up here. Watch my buddies hang out. We're ready to hang out with you guys. Welcome aboard.
Awesome. We have a lot of questions for you guys today, so let's start with our first one from YouTube.
Our buddies hang out. We're ready to hang out with you guys. Welcome aboard.
Just inspired me further, but that was really the one that set it all off.
Great answer. Why don't we take another question from YouTube? We have a couple more minutes before this portion of the event concludes.
Hi there. I've had a lot of people ask me how I wash my hair in space, and I thought I'd show you how I do it. Let's see. To get started, these are the things I need. A bag of warm water, a little no-rinse shampoo, towel, and my comb. What I like to do is start by just putting some hot water, squirting it onto my scalp, and I have a mirror here so I can kind of watch what I'm doing. Sometimes the water gets away from you, and you try and catch as much as you can. Then I just work the water up through to the ends of my hair. Then I take my no-rinse shampoo and squirt it also on the scalp, just a little bit, and rub it in. Again, kind of working it out to the ends. And sometimes I'll actually take my comb to help work it all the way to the ends. And I like to take my towel while I have the shampoo in there and just kind of work it. Because without standing under running water, you kind of need to use the towel a little bit to help get some of the dirt out. I like to follow that by a little more water. It's called no-rinse shampoo, but I think it's best if you use a little water with it. Feels kind of squeaky clean right now. Now I'll take the dry part of my towel. We use towels for quite a while here since we have limited supplies. We use them wisely. There, I think that's pretty good. And now as my hair dries, as the water evaporates from my hair, it will become humidity in the air, and then our air conditioning system will collect that into condensate, and it won't be long, and our water processing system will turn that into drinking water. At the end, I just do one final comb through to make sure there are no snarls and snags, and while it dries, I like to let it stay free. I don't put it back in a ponytail while it's drying. And that is how I wash my hair in space on the International Space Station.
Like you're actually contributing to their scientific studies and their research.
Steve, what does the conservation of angular momentum look like in microgravity? Can you give us a demonstration, please?
I will try to give you a demonstration. There's two versions.
All right, so Steve's doing your standard figure skater. When your hands are in, he spins faster. When his hands are out, he'll slow down a little bit. Now he's doing the
Hopefully that worked for you. I found it fun.
Looking down at the Earth on a cloudy day, it's kind of hard to tell where you are. But if you can make out some of the land masses, you could recognize them. And then the other way is we have a computer program that displays our trajectory on the world, and we call it World Map. So you could easily look at any of the computers here on the space station and tell where we are over the Earth.
That's another tough one. I mean, there's many beautiful and remarkable things to see when you look out the cupola. I guess so far from me, I like the waters, the shallow waters in the Caribbean or the atolls in southeast Pacific are just beautiful. This blue, this aqua that comes up against the dark blue of the other part of the ocean and the islands is just magnificent. It's just so beautiful for me.
And thank you, Boise State University, Station Houston. We're back to operational audio communications.
For this match, I'd be happy with a draw. So of course I would enjoy if our guys would kick their butts a little bit, but I'm gonna hope that's gonna be at the final game, at the very last game of this World Cup, and not on Thursday.
So if there is the force of gravity up here, why am I floating? To explain that, we have to introduce the concept of free fall. So let's use this model of the Earth. And let's enlist the help of a friend, Paxi. You might know her. Paxi, hello Paxi, she's with me on the International Space Station. So for the purpose of our little demonstration, let's assume that Paxi is the space station.
What's the most fun for you? I mean, is that it? Is weightlessness it? If somebody asks you what's the most fun?
You know, I think the most fun thing for me, aside from being able just to do something like that whenever you feel like it, is being able to share this experience. And so I try and keep in touch with friends and family through email and using the phone.
Hi, this is Scott Kelly aboard the International Space Station. I wanted to do a little demonstration of these paddles. They're called hydrophobic paddles, and they repel water, kind of like a raincoat. But up here on the space station, they allow you to play ping pong with a ball of water, and it's pretty cool.
Les conséquences des activités humaines sur le climat sont malheureusement bien trop visibles. Alors ensemble, prenons soin de notre planète et donnons aux enfants l'avenir qu'ils méritent.
It's a pretty interesting question. So right now we look like we are standing up, and so we have lights above us, and so we think just like at home you have your lights on the ceiling, so that is up. But then you can do this like he's doing, and for him right now it looks like for him that he's standing up. So there's really no sense of direction other than maybe the writing on the walls and the lights that we have, which makes it really neat. When you're working, you can get in all different kinds of spots, and it all seems to work fine. So it's a great place to live and work.
Hi, I'm Noah. I'm in 2nd grade. Could you show a somersault right now?
And the one thing that we cannot simulate on the ground is microgravity, and things float while we're up here, as you can see. I'll float, Mark is floating, and so it really takes a lot of effort to learn how to control that. When I set things down on the ground, you can let it go and it sits there, but in space it'll float away.
I definitely haven't mastered it. I'll give you a trial and I'll show you just how bad it is. Practice makes perfect. Give me another week.
Really pushing the boundaries in terms of where we're going forward with exploration. I think humans are naturally driven to do this, and this is really the beginning, I think, of human beings leaving low Earth orbit. I certainly plan on being around to
the
plan that NASA has is to build a rocket called SLS, which is a heavy lift rocket. It's something that is much bigger than what we have today, and it will be able to launch the Orion capsule with humans on board, as well as landers or other components to destinations beyond Earth orbit. Right now, we only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go. We only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go. And this new system that we're building is going to allow us to go beyond and hopefully take humans into the solar system to explore. So the moon, Mars, asteroids, there's a lot of destinations that we could go to, and we're building these building block components in order to allow us to do that eventually.